aspirants? Are you sitting in a very confused stage where you do not know what species to study, what species to eliminate, how many species should I be even making notes for the UPSC Prelims 2023? Don't worry, we've cut short the job for you at IAS Baba. We present before you the top 20 species for Prelims 2023. Hi, I'm Sneha Ramesh and I'll be guiding you through this list, and currently we are going to look at the 12th spot, which is being decorated by this very pretty donkey, the Hilary donkey, which is there. The Hilary donkey is seen in the semi-arid landscapes of Gujarat, and you commonly see two major communities associated with this. And this is the reason why this has come in news several times. You will see the Bharwad community and the Rabari pastoralists, primarily people who take out these animals, take it out into the grazing fields and make a living out of the different kinds of produces from it. So these communities of Bharwad, Rabari and the Kumbhar community primarily use these donkeys, and these donkeys are right now endangered. And now you know why it has acquired the 12th spot in our list. Quite important for UPSC Prelims. Why? Because these communities could also be asked as a question, or the donkey and its status also could be asked as a question. Now moving on to the 11th spot. We have the red sanders. Now, how many of you had a smile on your face when you heard red sanders because of the Pushpa movie which was there? Now, time to be a little bit sad about it. Why? Because here it has moved from the IUCN non-threatened species to the endangered species. You can see certainly the Pushpa movie has inspired people to put this species in endangerment. You will see over here the scientific name of this species called as Pterocarpus santalinus. If you've been following my list over here, you know I do not tell you and dump you with a lot of scientific names. But the reason I gave you this specifically is because you have to understand when a plant name is given, you can be asked a question on the scientific name also, and thereby this name is presented before you. You also have to understand it is an Indian endemic tree species, and it has a very restricted geographical range in the Eastern Ghat region. Now, to add to all this, we have a small anomaly over here. It falls under the CITES Appendix 2. So now, you know, here the trade can be done pertaining to certain conditions put forward by CITES. And to add to it, it is protected by the Schedule 2 of the Wildlife Protection Act. So remember all this, it's an endangered species, but it falls under the Appendix 2 of CITES and the Schedule 2 of the Wildlife Protection Act. Now coming on to the very prestigious 10th spot in our list, we have something called as the lesser Floricans. Now, the lesser Floricans are one out of the 3 bustard species that are endemic to India. You will see the other bustard species are the Bengal Florican and the Great Indian Bustard. Oh, and come on, we know a lot about the Great Indian Bustard, but what we do not know about this equally endangered species, which is your lesser Florican. So as I told you, it is an endangered species. It's protected by the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act and the Appendix 2 of the CITES. The lesser Floricans is commonly seen in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. Now, the reason it came so many times in news is because this species is constantly seen a very drastic reduction in its number in the wild, and there has to be taken active measures. But most of the active measures are taken for the Great Indian Bustard and not for the lesser Floricans, and that is why it was there in news. Now, I want you to find something out for me. If you know about the Great Indian Bustard, find out which community is associated with the protection of the Great Indian Bustard and let me know in the comments below. I'll be looking forward for your answers. Now coming on to the 9th spot. Again, a scientific name. But then what is this scientific name? It is Mesotropospelita. Now you know, every year there will be some new species that is discovered, rare species which is discovered, and that becomes important for UPSC. So similarly, the Mesotropospelita, which is otherwise called as patwa in the local parlance, is a perennial shrub, meaning it grows throughout the year. It has a restricted distribution that is endemic to Uttarakhand. Now, the reason it's there in this very prestigious 9th spot is because there were 3 major Himalayan species that were discovered this year, 3 of them having quite important medicinal properties, and out of that, your Mesotropospelita is the one that was critically endangered, and thus it has acquired a spot on our list. You will also see that this patwa plant and the extracts from it can be a natural substitute for synthetic antioxidants in the pharmaceutical industries. Basically meaning in any kinds of drug formulations, you can use the extract from Mesotropospelita. So quite important, I would say. They could just mainly ask you a question, Mesotropospelita is a what? And they can give you a bird, a plant, and some other options. And now you guys know the answer because you found it in the top 20 species of IAS Baba.